it. And now you gotta get it back. And the way to get it back is to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is J.H. What's poppin', Postal family? Everything good? Everything cool? Everything clean? Everything crisp? Let's get it. First off, y'all like my cup? Cup is flavor. Cup is hot. I like this cup. This is it. This is it. Listen, if you guys are interested in getting one of these bad boys right here, it's made by a postal worker. She's a beast. Well, it's actually his wife, but nonetheless, the information for that is in the video description below. I've also labeled all the information in the video description a little bit better because a lot of people are like, hey, I can't find where I'm buying a house. I can't find where I'm finding a loan. You didn't label it properly. It's like I got to spoon feed people. It just blows my mind, but whatever. Hey, listen, if you guys have watched Miss K, check out her channel. I also leave that in the video description below. Subscribe to her channel. Why? Because she's vulgar. Why? Because she's real. Why? Because she has the information that I usually don't have. When I ask for information, she's the one that goes and gets it for me. She has access to that information. So some people may not like her brashness or harshness. Number one, a lot of it, that's her style. That's just her style. I have a different style than CCA Nick, than Westside Dave. That's just her style. She's actually a real cool person if you get a chance to talk to her. But that's how she does her delivery. And that's working for her. Nonetheless, remember, JH is just a character. Miss K is just a character. We just provide information in different ways. Don't take that stuff offensively. People are so sensitive. So let's continue on with some of this information. That's possibly, it's interesting news. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to pass on some news. USPS begins new round of facility consolidations. Postal management promises consolidations for this initiative will not lead to any layoffs. What you talking about, Willis? It's stating that the U.S. Postal Service will consolidate 18 of its mail processing plants, coupling that announcement on Tuesday with the plans to procuring 45 new annex facilities that will boost the agency's package delivery capacity. What does that mean to anybody? We have major plants and then they have annexes, which are about the size of 3/4 the size of a plant. And they are gonna go get some new ones. They putting some stuff together. They're trying to make this right. They trying to make this right. I mean, give them a little bit of time. I really didn't have much faith that they were going to progress before. But what I did notice is that they're starting to implement things of the future, which were actually implemented in the past at other places, but they're the future for us. Like, you ever walk into a post office and you want to pay with your Apple Pay? Well, places have it. They're just starting to put this stuff in. They're just trying to keep up with the Joneses finally, which is a good thing. They're going to be letting go some of these old managers, these old managers that had to go. They telling them, hey, it's time to retire. It's time to retire. Get on. Allowing them to basically retire early. This is good. It's good. It says it won't lay off any employees, blah, blah, blah. Offering voluntary early retirement. Yeah, to much of its supervisory and administrative staff. Sounds rough, but some of these people just don't want to let it go. It's time to go. Get out. Get out. You're holding us back. What do you mean Apple Pay? We're gonna get an apple and pay with it? What is that, bar trading? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Postmaster DeJoy is trying to get everything back on track, it seems like. Now, the annexes are going to be using package sorters. Now, this is a little troubling from my brain because package sorters means they're going to be eliminating some of these distribution positions. Now, a distribution clerk at a station, they sort the packages, right? Right. What does a package sorting machine do? Does the same thing. It just does it faster. And it sorts it out for the routes. I've seen one. I had one in one of my older videos that I had to take down. But these things are just like bundle sorters at plants. But they're going to be putting these package sorting machines at stations. You know why? Because the package sorter doesn't call out. The package sorter doesn't have to worry about picking up its kids. The package sorter doesn't hurt his body. Now, these are things that happen every day to everyday people, but when we say machines are replacing people, those are the reasons why. Because where's your reliability? And I mean, this goes down to me as well. Well, they're not going to replace me because I'm a truck driver. But if you guys get offended by that, start thinking about how many times you called out. Like, if you get let go because of your attendance within 90 days, that's your fault. If you have a bad reputation of not showing up to work or having excuses or real life scenarios of not showing up to work, you cannot reach out to me and say, hey, what can I do? This job wasn't for you. It really wasn't, because they need people to keep up. It's almost a weird dynamic that people want to complain about having to go to work, and then they complain when they get suspended from work, and then they complain if they get fired from work. Can I get my job back? I wouldn't hire you back, me, because you're not performing. At the end of the day, I want my package delivered to me. You don't show up to work, that means it's stalled somewhere. And should it be stalled because you had a flat tire? Well, these package sorter machines don't get flat tires. That's cold, Jay. No, it's real. It's real. And that's just how it is. If you perform and you're there on a regular basis, you have nothing to worry about. But because the actual physical person was not performing, they said, you know what, let's get a machine to replace it. So if you have one of those areas where a machine comes in and is almost going to replace you, you have nobody else to blame but your own co-workers. So when you saw these videos from before where you had Mr. D talking about people moving at slower paces, or I spoke about people that are using carts just to walk around because they have older employees that they can't even physically walk on their own. The Joy knows this. This man must be some type. He knows this. You know what? Why am I paying $45, $50 to a person that can't physically do anything to benefit this company? Why am I paying somebody that won't show up to work or shows up late or believes that they're entitled to get, there we go with that word, entitled to get more, and they're not producing? There's stations that just have these people there, and it boggles my head how these people feel like they deserve their job. Well, if you deserve your job, work for your job. If you don't like this job, or you're going to bash this job when you resign, or you get let go, who's to blame for it? Is it to management? Possibly. But is it you? More than likely. When you get in there with your first 90 days, I tell people, hey, if you got to kiss some ass for the first 90 days to keep your job, do that. But don't slack within the first 90 days and say, oh, let me go because, Let's stick with the topic, Jay. This man says package volume has grown over 28% in the last year. The new equipment will be able to do smoother processing and meet growing demand. Yeah. So our core, which used to be just regular mail, declined. Our packaging shot up. Why did it shoot up? Because we handle Amazon, We handle UPS, we handle DHL, we handle all these other smaller companies that refuse to work. And then they give it to you guys and me, and then we complain because there's too much work. I don't know what you applied to the post office for if you didn't want to work. Are you going to perform that quiet quitting type thing? I don't understand why people are boggled by the fact that they had to work when they went to work. Blows my mind. The agency successfully shuttered 141 plants in the first phase of its plan. Yeah. It's gonna get another 82 plants when it's halfway through its plan. So this is gonna happen in the near future. So if you're not ready for this massive change, step aside because you're gonna fall behind. Solidify your job. Perform. Be grateful that they're actually stepping things up to help us. This will only affect you if you're a non-performer. Only you know if you perform. If you don't care, cool. Walk into work one day and not have a job. I like to be ahead of the game. I like to provide you with the information to be ahead of the game. I'm not going to read this whole article. Hey, these videos ain't just for the newbies. This is for everybody. With that being said, this is JH, and we out of here.